Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cabby, CEO and owner of Locklicious, an all natural product line for locked and loose natural crowns. And today I am just on here finishing up the orders that I'll be packing for today. I have quite a few to send out today. Majority of the work was already done, but I just came on here because I had to refill my Batana oil or my Batana containers. So I just wanted to get on here and um, see how everybody's doing. Hey there, welcome to Locklicious. So I'm using a new streaming platform. So if I think I can see chats now. So welcome. I can't see who has entered the room, but welcome. Um, I'm Cabby, CEO and owner of Locklicious, an all natural product line for locked and loose natural crowns. So what I'm going to do today is filling the rest of the orders that I have. I already have quite a few packed up, but I had to finish up some things, and I don't have a lot of time before post office closed. But I did want to get on here and just kind of finish up some work. Let me go grab the Batana oil over there. So excuse me for a second. So I am working on completing orders here. And as you know, I'm down in my workspace, and I love it here because I don't have to pay rent, and it gives me just enough space to do what I need to do for this business. So I have my ring light on. It's actually pretty light, bright. I think I'm going to try to turn it down so it doesn't hurt my eyes. Yeah. So just wanted to get on while I pack these orders to at least be more consistent. Maybe do live stream once every week. We can talk about Batana oil. One of the things I did want to talk about is we are thinking of wholesaling. And so what you would get if you would wholesale, you would get a 5-pound container of brown Batana oil. And you could, break it up and resell it yourself, or you can just resell the whole gallon, whatever you want to do, because I have had some inquiries about, wholesaling, or if they could buy this Batana oil. If you are interested, send us a note. You can send us a message on info@locklicious.com with your inquiry about wholesaling. So if that's something that you are interested in, please reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to accommodate. But we will not be giving out our vendor information. You could, purchase from us. Or you could do research and, find the vendor just like we did. I mean, it was a process. I'm not even going to hold you. It was a process to find a vendor and then be comfortable because, in Honduras, their banking system is a little different. So you almost have to assume a lot of risk in getting these products. So we kind of counted the costs of that. And hopefully, we'll be making a trip there soon to be able to formally meet our suppliers. But in the meantime, really, conducting business over there, you do assume some risk, because I think that certain platforms that we have available to us, it's not available to them to use and to collect money. So it can be a little, you can feel like it could be shady, and it could be, because I'm sure a lot of people, when you do business and it's not in the most secure way, you run the risk of not getting what you paid for. But we have taking all that risk so you don't have to. So if you are interested in wholesale, buying Batana wholesale, like I said, just reach out to us. It's not on our website just yet. I'm really just gauging some interest. So you can reach out to us on our Instagram, on our Facebook, or you can send us an email at info@locklicious.com and just let us know if that's something that you find interesting, or you want to resell it. Because the great thing about this is that, we make or we fill, once we get our Batana oil, what we do is that we fill the jars. We fill 4-ounce glass jars. And so this is what our 4-ounce, if I can put the label on properly. At some point, I probably need to put these labels on my label machine over there. But right now, I'm just hand labeling it. But at some point, I'll have we'll have it set up to do on our label machine. But so for a 4-ounce jar, you probably, with a 5-ounce container, you can probably get about 20 of these out of a 5-ounce container. So that can give you some gauge on, how much you can actually get out of a 5-pound container. And also what I want to mention about a 5-pound container, it's not filled to the brim. 5-pound is probably going to, have you right about here. And this is exactly how we get it from Honduras. It's in these containers and it's by weight. And so it's, I think 2.5 kilograms, which is roughly over 5 pounds. But we're going to tell people it's 5 pounds. Even though it's over 5 pounds, we're going to tell people it's 5 pounds. So they're not like, oh, this is, less than what we thought. But it's filled pretty much like, I would say up into here. When it's completely full, that's 8 pounds. So that's like usually when you are getting a full gallon container, it's usually between 7.5, 8 pounds is what you're going to get. But with the Batana oil, you're going to get 5 pounds. If you decide to get the 5-pound container, it's going to be just like I said, right close to the top. But so just drop us a note if that's something that you're interested in. So this is Young D Fly. I got my Batana oil. I can tell it's a real deal. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate your business for sure. Yes, it should have that smell, that burnt coffee smell, because it does go through 2 rounds of roasting in order for them to really extract the oil out, because the shell of the Batana seed is very, very hard. And so, hi, Tay, welcome. And D Fly, yes, welcome everyone. We appreciate you joining in to the Locklicious Live. We are packing orders. So thank you, Christian, who ordered a brown Batana. It is going out as we speak. And so we appreciate all of you who have patronized our business and helped it to continue to grow. So Locklicious is really, it's a product line that's designed for people with locks and loose natural hair, but all hair types can use it. So funny, I was telling someone that the other day, and they were like, "Oh, so I hope, I think we said something like, even people with relaxed hair can use it." And they're like, "Oh, people with relaxed hair, that's bad." Yeah, I'm not saying that relaxed hair is good, but what I am saying is that if you have relaxed hair, you can still use our oils. You can still use the Batana. You can still use our shampoo. You can still use our conditioner. It's just formulated in a way that it's not too heavy for locks. And so that's what we focus on. We focus on products that it's not heavy. But, we recognize that some people might want, heavier products. And if you do, then, Locklicious is more on the lighter side of things, because when you have locks, you don't want to get product buildup. That's the major thing with locks. Anybody with locks will tell you that's what our main concern is. We don't want product buildup. And so it's important that we develop products that it's not going to help, not going to cause us to have product buildup. So, but yes. So yes, the Batana oil has been doing quite well. And I think that, I think that Batana oil is good for people who let's say you recently started to lose some hair, right? Your hair started to thin in certain areas recently. That's the time when you want to use Batana, right? Because obviously your hair follicles, were, if they were recently active, this can really help to get your hair follicles back, and rejuvenate those areas. Maybe caused by free radicals, who knows? But basically, it can really help to get those, I would say, hair follicles back in action. If you have had balding, let's say, for a significant period of time, then I think you can try it, but it may take a little longer for you to start to see those results, right? It might take a little bit longer for you to start seeing the results of the Batana oil. When you're dealing with things like traction alopecia, where any type of alopecia where the hair follicle is completely dead, no product is going to work, right? Because I think it's kind of in the same category as, let's say, if somebody is genetically balding. I cannot say any product, and anybody who does say that is lying. Like, no product. If you went bald because it's in your genes, there's no, I have not come across anything. But if you have gone bald prematurely because of other things, right, environmental things, yes. But like hereditary, like, I don't see how any product can work for that. It says, does the cold Batana oil smell like? No, it actually has like no smell at all. It's odorless, because what they do is, I think what creates the coffee smell is the process of, when they are roasting the Batana, the roasting process creates that coffee smell. But with the cold press, it's just like, pressing the Batana shell, kernel, seed with like a pressing machine and just extracting the oil. So it doesn't, I would say, it's not even a smell, to use it. What's the best way to use Batana oil? So depending on if you have, so somebody had asked me the other day about using Batana oil with locks. If I had locks, well, I do have locks. For people with locked hair, I would probably only use it on like your scalp, like put it on your scalp. And I would make sure I rub it in my hand really good until it's, completely in liquid form, and then just kind of massage it in my scalp. That's what I do. I massage my scalp, massage it around my edges. I wouldn't do it down the length of my locks. Wouldn't do that. I would just do it concentrated on my scalp. For loose natural hair, I would, not only do it on my scalp, but I would roll it, rub it down the length of my hair. If you are, and I think you can leave it in with loose natural hair, because we typically need a little bit more moisture with natural hair textures, whether you have locks or loose natural hair. With relaxed hair, it might be a little bit too, I would say, oily to leave it in. So if you are planning on leaving it in and you have relaxed hair, use a small amount. You put it, rub it into your scalp and down the length of your hair, but use a small amount, because if you're the type of person that you don't want your, too much, oil in your relaxed hair, because too much oil in relaxed hair, you can't even really curl it, because it'll, and you can burn your hair if you're trying to curl it with, and it's too oily. So, but you could also use it as scalp treatment. Some people like to put it in, like people with other textures of hair. So, there are other races that use Batana oil, and what they'll do is put on their hair right before they go wash their hair. So it can be used as a pre-poo as well. Scalp treatments, pre-poo, people use it in a variety of ways. But for me, like I said, I just use it on my scalp, and I'm not washing it out until I wash my hair, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use it and wash it out. But I would just definitely say, if you have straight relaxed hair, or you have straight hair and you have no issues with absorbing oils from products, then I would definitely, if you want to use it as a pre-poo, I think using the pre-poo is fantastic. I think it's a great idea to use it as a pre-poo. But you can also, but it's not like a situation where you have to wash it out. So unless you put too much, you don't have to wash it out. Shalom, or good evening, Sharita. I'm saying shalom. How you doing, Sharita? So shalom is, I don't know if y'all know what shalom is. Shalom is like saying, hey, how you doing? Peace and blessings is kind of one of those greetings that I love to say. And my, I don't want to say religion, but it's my way of the way of life that I live. Yeah, definitely so many ways to use it. Definitely a lot of ways to use Batana. And so I like to use the white for my face and my skin. And it's not, no particular reason. It's just, because I don't like the heavy coffee smell on like my face and on my skin. Yeah, I definitely use like the white Batana for my my face and my skin. Oh boy, you just waking up from your nap? That sounds good to me. Oh yeah. So thank you. I think it's Trina. Thank you, Trina, South Carolina, for your Batana oil order. Appreciate you. So, yes. Yeah, definitely try it for sure. But you can even, because my mom uses the brown one on her skin and she likes it. So it's especially in the wintertime, it's so trying out here. I don't know. Where are y'all from? We're up in the Northeast in Connecticut. Where are you all from? Yes, I'm definitely believe it. Yes. That's why I keep going. So you do like what type of Christian music is it? Texas. All right. So, are y'all getting cold weather? Yeah, y'all getting cold weather in Texas. Young D Fly, what type of Christian music? Oh, you from so you're in New York. Okay, so you're not far. Okay, well, not far. I mean, it's like probably like an hour and a half, but relatively close. My husband is from New York, from the Bronx. Actually, from several areas. Like he lived in the Bronx. He lived in New Rochelle. I don't think he lived in Brooklyn, but he mainly lived in the Bronx and like Westchester. Yes, I'm in Connecticut. But it's so funny. I do not do hair because people always say, "Oh, do you do hair?" No, I do my hair and I do my daughter's hair, but I don't do hair. Funny thing, I did want to do hair back in the day, but my sister discouraged me from pursuing that dream. So funny. She was like, why would you want to do that? There's so many other things you can do in life. Like, why would you want to do hair? And I was going to go down that path. But she was like, why would you do that? Like, and then she didn't even have any good reasons. She was just saying it. Like, we were like 15, 16, because she's 2 years older than me. So she was like, I probably was like maybe 14. So that means she was like 16. She was like, why would you want to do hair? Like, that's just... And so it totally killed that dream. But I've always done my own hair. Like I even did my own hair for my own wedding. I've always done my own hair. So Young D Fly, do you have locks or what do you have? Do you wear braids? Oh, so you're getting cold too. So you're in Florida, D. Wow. Yeah, Florida's getting that weather. We lived in Florida for a period of time before moving to the Atlanta area for a period of time. And we ended up here. So we moved around a little bit since being married. But it comes with the territory. Thank you, Travis, for your 2 Batana oil order. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Travis. so we're just here having some orders, giving some facts about Batana, also talking about Batana wholesaling. If you're interested, send us an email, info@locklicious.com if you are interested in selling Batana wholesale. Because in each of these jars, you can probably get like 24 ounces or 42 ounces, depending on how you want to sell it. And I don't know if you've all taken a look at Batana oil, kind of across the internet. The people who sell real Batana oil on TikTok, their Batana oil is going for 30 plus, right? It's like 35. Oh, you're from Belize, but you in NYC. All right, well, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, so Batana oil sells for quite a bit. The real, like, you can tell, like, if anybody's selling buy one, get one, half off, and it's, let's say the price is like $30, buy one, get one, it's not 100%, because the amount it takes for, you to get it from Honduras, and it's a labor intensive process for them to make the Batana oil. It's very labor intensive. I don't see how somebody can sell two for $30 and it's the real deal. Now, what they have been doing, and I spoke about this before, is on what they have done is sometimes they would get the nuts, the Batana nuts from Honduras, and let's say take it to China where they're able to manufacture in large quantities. And so maybe that's what they're doing. I'm not sure, right? Yes, exactly. They do. Yeah, TikToks, they have green Batana, but there's a few on there that's legit. They're few. They're few that I've seen as legit. But the legit ones are gonna cost you at least 30 on up. I have not seen, and that's for like, a 4 ounce. This one lady, she sells it for like she sells the 2 ounce size for like almost maybe $25 for a 2 ounce size. It's so funny. Under one of her posts, somebody said that ain't enough. Like on that Friday movie, like, make it enough. But yeah, so because it's expensive, and I understand them setting those prices. I understand like why. I understand it because if you're getting it from Honduras and they have to go through that process to harvest it, and you got to get it to you, like it's not a cheap process. And so going back to what I was talking about, so a lot of times what they'll do, I've seen them do this, is basically get the Batana nuts, ship them to China where they have these state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities where they can pretty much, manufacture large quantities of Batana oil. And I think that's what they're doing. But I just wonder if things are being added to it that makes it look green, that makes it, look different than what you would get from the traditional way that they're manufactured in Honduras. So just a thought. So I'm gonna get my locks back when this ball spot. Exactly. It's gonna grow back. You speak positive energy. It will grow back. Thank you, David, for your Batana oil order. We appreciate you very much. So yeah. So if anyone is interested, like I said, in John, you wanted something? Okay. Yeah, so if anyone is interested in all right, working on the 60-inch screen. Now I feel the pressure. Yeah, so if anyone interested in doing that, getting Batana wholesale, just let me know. But yeah, so this is actually a lighter day. What's today? Today is Tuesday. Yeah, usually Tuesday is usually very light for me, but I did get quite, a few orders in. Excuse me. So I have to do some work down here. Like I said, my husband did most of the orders back there, but I needed to separate the Batana and put it in jars so that we can ship it out. And so when it arrives like this, you know, and especially because it's so cold here in Connecticut, it's hard. So you almost have to put it in a room temperature so it can loosen up. I'm a famous girl. I don't think so. Not really. Not yet. But yeah, so we have to put it in a warmer temperature so that basically it can loosen up for us to pack it in those glass jars. And we like to pack it in the glass jars because it helps, you know, preserve the integrity of the Batana oil, especially if somebody, you know, that can last somebody like, I would say 2-3 months, depending on how much you're using. Batana oil can last you quite a bit of time. So I would definitely, that's why we pack it in the glass containers. So how much time we're on here? Let me see. This thing didn't even show me how long I've been. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, just have a few more. I'm going to take it to the post office. Thank you all for really sticking with me and watching my business grow. And like I said, I operate right out of my basement. Yeah, I did think about having an office space, and I'm like, wow, that's extra overhead and stuff and payments and right now I'm like, this works fine. Like nobody was using this room. Like nobody was like, we have another part over there that's finished. But this was a part that wasn't finished, and then we just decided to convert it into this space. So I feel like it works out really, really well for, you know, this small business that I have. So thank you, Chanel in Georgia, for your Batana oil order. Is going out today, and your rose water order. You got the 4-ounce rose water. So our rose water has been our most popular product to date. Honestly, that's even how we grew the way we did because of our rose water product. Yeah, so I need to get another one, but I have it right there. Yeah, so we really grew, you know, because of our lock products. So no, so you know, rose water. I would say if you're looking to grow your hair, maybe the rosemary water will be better because rosemary is really good for that. I would say rose water is really just good because it helps to hydrate and moisturize your locks. And people also use it when they have braids. Like my sisters, they use it all the time when they have their braids in. They'll use their the rose water and spray it right on their, you know, their scalp. So yes, indeed. Let's see. So that's how I actually got into doing hair products. It was really just in a lot game. And one of my good sisters that I fellowship with, she was like, hey, have you thought about doing a Batana oil? And I was like, Batana oil? And I had been seeing it, you know, appear in on TikTok and other places. So I was like, okay, I'll try. And now it's rivaling my rosewater sales on my website. On Amazon, I don't sell my Batana on Amazon. I feel like that's a lost cause because Amazon is so flooded with fakes, and also, you know, the Chinese, they really dominate If you're not dealing with the Chinese, then you're dealing with other powerful companies that have a large market share on Amazon and will try to destroy your business. And I don't know if you saw my last live, we talked about that, how a well-known lock company on Amazon, they're famous on Amazon. When I say famous, I mean they're like a top brand on Amazon for locks, and it is not Lock Sanity. Lock Sanity is black owned, so I'm not talking about them. So I don't want people to think I'm talking about them. But it's another company that basically tried to ruin my business on Amazon, and it was it's an experience. But that's why I can't see myself putting Batana on Amazon, because I feel like it's a lost cause at this point, because those who are the Chinese competitors, first of all, they're just cranking out, Batana oil at the fraction of the cost that it really, costs for real Batana that's coming from Honduras, because they have these large manufacturing facilities. And so they basically are crunching out whatever they're calling their product. If it's Batana oil, if it's partly Batana oil, whatever it is, they're cranking it out at such a fast pace. And because they're able to do that, the cost is extremely low. So to put a real product on there, you'd have to have a huge engine behind you to do that. And right now, it's not possible to do that and still be able to, have some profit. So that's the real of it. It's just impossible. So that's kind of where we landed on that. So there's certain things that I'm just not going to. There's some right here. Yeah, there's just some things that I'm just not like. I have rosemary water that I have some new rosemary water, lemongrass citrus water that I just launched around Black Friday, Cyber Monday time. That's not going on Amazon. No. No. People got to come to my website for that, because it's a very hostile. Amazon is a very hostile environment, extremely hostile. Extremely. And so I don't have it in me to continue to try to fight with other sellers, especially like I said before, you can do that for sure if you're ordering mass, products from China. Let's say you're ordering, or whatever place, or maybe US, but let's say you're ordering 2,000 units, because I've done it before, right? I've done it in other, with other products. I'm ordering 2,000, yeah, I can compete because I'm not paying that much for it, right? And I'm posting it on Amazon, listing it on Amazon, making some money on it, and there's no, I would say, sweat off of my shoulders. But the fact is, me making lock products, or doing what I have to do with the Batana oil and the cost for the Batana oil, that's more work on my back to, basically hand over 30% to Amazon, have to deal with the hostility of competitors. It's just too much. It's too much. So, yeah, that's kind of what it is. So, thank you very much, Kevin, for your Batana oil order. It will be coming very soon you're in Brooklyn. It's coming. Probably be there tomorrow. Be there tomorrow. Thank you so very much for all who support. Thank you for your order. That's why we put these in all of our orders. Make sure you follow us. Have a QR code to follow us on our social media platforms. Yep. is my last one for today. I'm just going to get this in. That's the day before so my husband can go out, take these to the post office, so y'all can get your stuff. So we'll see. But I've noticed that, streaming has been working to, get our name out there. It has been working. So I'm thankful. We have quite a few others. I was going to say the names, but my husband already took all the packages and put it in the containers over there. So I was going to try to say some names, but going live really helps because really lost the luster for social media, honestly. We've lost it. And I've just figured out a way that, hey, I'm just going to I can do lives, but I can also run Facebook ads, and that does it for me. So, when I'm done with these orders, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So my packages are all ready to go. Give me 1 second to my husband. All right, so yeah, I think that's all for me today. I see it's only one person left on here. They had quite a few earlier. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll be back this week, next week. Who knows? Don't know. Everything's there. You got it? Oh, I'll see you in the manifest. Okay. And that's another thing. When you're shipping, the post office does not like to see you come in with a bunch of orders. So what they like for you to do is create a shipping manifest, basically a list that they can just scan in, so they don't have to scan every shipment individually, because they don't like to see you come in. So we want to stay on the good side of our postmen and women. Shipping manifest. So I'm sending that to my husband now. Shipping manifest. All right. Got him the shipping manifest. All right, let me come back to y'all so I can see what we're doing here. So yeah. I am done. I was going to try to wait. I'm going to try to wait till 40 minutes. I think 40 minutes is a good time. I was going to try to do an hour, but I don't know what else to talk about. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I could talk about being a business owner. I started in 2020. Well, I've been a business owner not my entire life, but I started very early being a business owner and went into corporate America for 22 years and just decided that I did not want to work in corporate America till I died. Or till I retired. I just didn't want that. I just said I want something else for myself, especially because, you do a lot for these companies. And, and I forget this one gentleman that I worked with I worked at a very popular beverage company in Atlanta, probably the top beverage company. And this gentleman said to me, he said, because we used to do software development, software deployment, and he was talking about, I don't know if I was working too much or whatever, and I think had recently had my son too, and I was just doing a lot of work, or either I was pregnant, something. But he said to me, he had been working for the company for many years, and he said that, you know, his grandmother had passed away, and when his grandmother passed away, he was right in the middle of this huge implementation, and he had to go to England for this implementation, and so he secured all of the people, all of his crew, all of his team to do the software implementation, secured everybody, and basically the trip was set, and his grandmother passed, and so his superior said, "Okay, yeah, you go to your it's fine. You can cancel the trip, or your team can go without you, or whatever," because he was the program lead, and so you can go to your grandmother's funeral. And so, but he made the decision that he wanted to um, still go to England and miss his grandmother's funeral. And so, when he did that, he went, completed the project without a hitch, and was able to advance in his career. Um, but he said to me when he sat there, he said, nobody remembers that I did a really good job on that implementation. Nobody remembers that. He says, but all my family members, they remember that I was not at my grandmother's funeral. And he said, so that was a turning point for him, that he was going to value his time. And so, what I find with corporate America is that um, it's either you're trying to go up the corporate ladder, right? So basically using every ounce of your energy to go up the corporate ladder to make, to basically enhance someone else's business, or you are not really, let's say you just going to work every day just to get a check, right? And that's, frowned upon, because they always want to see you doing more, right? They always want to see you going above and beyond. And so, and at one point I was like that. I wanted to, go above and beyond, and, just grow. But then I realized the trade-off, there's a huge trade-off when trying to move up the corporate ladder. There's a huge trade-off that I wasn't really. I after having children, I said I don't want that. I don't want to trade being there. I don't want to trade that time with them just to move up the corporate ladder. That was something that I just did not want. So when I switch happened, I realized, I said, okay, so what am I going to do? Because if I stay in corporate America and I'm not progressively, trying to go up the ladder, it's going to be evident, and I'm going to, they basically, penalize you for not wanting to move up this corporate ladder. That's because they'll always position you for these newer projects that you have more responsibility. You're always getting positioned, and you get penalized if you don't want to move up the corporate ladder. But I just realized that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go up the corporate ladder. I just did not. I said to myself, I would prefer to use all that energy, all that effort into growing something like my own personal business. And so when I realized that, that's when I came out of being a W-2 employee, and I started to do corp to corp. I'm doing a live, son. Okay. So then that's when I moved to doing some corp to corp consulting. And so basically I, set up an S corp and would contract my services out to different companies. And, I felt that was good. I like that better than being an employee, because, at the end of the day, I was really there to just do the work. I had no desire to be anybody's, go up the corporate ladder and try to exist as a Black woman in that corporate structure. I just didn't have the energy, to do that. And so I felt that, okay, if I can be in charge of my projects, I can say what project I want to take, what I don't, because there was some, projects that came to me, and it was like, nah, this is crazy. I'm not taking this project. So, I have the option of saying the projects that I want to be on, the projects that I don't want to be on. So I decided that, that's what I'm going to do. And so I did it for a period of time, worked with a fantastic all Black consulting firm in Atlanta. It's a fantastic group of people. it was a really good opportunity. And then I did some work here up in the Northeast, and that worked out well. And then when those engagements were over, and that's around the time when COVID happened. So that's when COVID happened, I said, hey, why don't I, get into the hair care space, because as we all know, so the beauty space in general is, over $90 billion industry. And so when you tap in a little bit further and look at the black hair care market, that's about what, 2-3 billion. And what's the consumer spending is about 2-3 billion industry. And so I'm thinking, there has to be room. And I can't remember what the numbers were, but it was probably like less than 2 or 3% of that share goes to small businesses like, me, or other small businesses, or Black-owned businesses, right? Less than 2%. It was like 2 or 3%. Somebody fact check me. You can put it down in the comments. Fact check me. But a very, very small percentage actually, go towards anything. Very small percentage of that 2 billion is pushed in the direction of small business owners like myself. So, I figured there is a space here, but you just have to be creative and figure out ways to stand out. And so, I think, creating products for locks and having locks, I felt like that was a really good match for me, because I think the time when I created Locklicious, I don't know, my dogs, you hear my dogs. I had already been creating my own products, and I was already locked for about maybe 3-4 years by the time I created Locklicious. So I already knew it was working, and, I think by that time, did I lock my daughter's hair? Can't remember, but anywho, so looks like I'm just watching the time. Oh boy. So anyway, that's how I got into doing Locklicious. It is definitely now a labor of love, because I'm owner operated. So I do it all myself. I have thought about contract manufacturing, basically where you share your formulas with someone else. They basically create it in bulk for you and send it back. And then basically it frees me up to do all the marketing and other things that I want to do. So right now, that's kind of, I shelved that idea, that thought, because for me, the whoever I choose, whatever contracting manufacturing facility, if I decide to do that, it's gonna have to be someplace that's local, or someplace that I can get to relatively quickly, to be able to check out things. If I want to pop in and they say help bottle some stuff one day, I want that option. And I think I came across 1 or 2 in the area, but I don't think I'm really there yet. Because this is not too much. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not too much. If you kind of read what I'm saying, it's not too much. I sent out a couple hundred every week to Amazon of my rose water, and occasionally some of the other products I do send to Amazon, like the shampoo, the oil. I need to send some oil soon. Shampoo, oil, conditioner. And I pulled my Lock and Twist moisturizer off of Amazon just because if I'm in full transparency, it wasn't my favorite product, because honestly, if you're a lock minimalist, you can get along without using products like that. And so, while some people need that, some people want that slickness or whatever, I have it available for them. But most people, I think, that are in the even more niche down area of lock care is in terms of being a minimalist and don't really use a lot of product to even maintain, even for retwist. They don't use a lot of products. They're, not using that kind of product. And especially now you're looking at micro locks, sister locks, the smaller locks. They don't need those kind of things. They don't need those, those lock and twist moisturizers and things. They don't need that. They just need like rose water and oil, and they're good because they're interlocking. So so I think a product like that, while I know a lot of companies are doing fantastic with locks, with a lock moisturizer or a lock twisting agent, I felt that So how we develop ours is different because I don't use the same type of chemicals that you might find in a more, I would say, a thicker, heavier lock twisting agent. And it's because I know that, when you read the ingredients, if it has a potential to cause cancer, like why am I using it? Like why? But yeah, so I'm not going to use it. So I feel very convicted about the things that I'm putting into the product. So I'm not going to put in things that I don't want in my hair or I don't want in my daughter's hair. I'm not going to do that. But so I'm very much connected to it. I'm very much connected to what I put in the products. So and a lot of times, like, people may not know this, but there's no edge control that is 100% natural or 100% good ingredients, because the ingredients that help to lay the hair down, it's not it's an ingredient that could potentially be toxic. And I did my research and I could not find, because I wanted to create like an edge control. I wanted to create those products that help your locks or your hair lay down, but it's just, you can't find an ingredient that you can use safely that does not have the potential, side effects. So I said, I'm not gonna make anything like that. I just made a conscious decision for our community that I'm just not going to make products that could carry, toxic chemicals, to, us via our scalp, into our skin, into our bodies. So I just made a conscious effort. That's what my business is not doing it. We're not doing that here. And I know that, and I realize that, most companies, they're not concerned about that, right? They're concerned about selling. They're concerned about volume, right? They're not really concerned about, the community. They're really not. So anyway, that's how I'm positioning Locklicious. You know that whatever you get is something that I'm using on my hair, something that I use on even my son, and he has a little texture. He likes to wear textured fro. He uses my products on his hair, And so yeah, that's how I'm positioning my business. Like, I'm not going to use toxic chemicals just because it's cheaper, because it is cheaper to get toxic chemicals and put it in products, and it's very easy to do that, but I wouldn't feel good. I would not feel good doing that, so I'm not going to. I'm just not going to do that. So yeah, so that's how we ended up with Locklicious being all natural and no harmful chemicals, no phthalates, no sulfates, no petroleum, no mineral oils, no waxes, no any of that. So we want to be responsible with the community. So yep. So that's how we ended up with Locklicious. So we're just continuing on, and who knows? I'm not sure where the business is going to grow. I'm praying that it continues to grow, but it does require energy being spent on marketing, energy spent on branding, and so this is kind of what I'm trying to do with this. Trying to brand myself a little bit. I do have ads running so people can recognize my brand. So yeah. So anyway, I have about 7 minutes left. I'm trying to make it to an hour, because I saw something that said, if you go live, you should try to be live for at least an hour. So let's see, anything else? We did talk about, if you are interested in getting Batana Wholesale, definitely check us out. We have a 5-gallon container, 5-gallon container, not a 5-gallon. Take that out. Not a 5-gallon, a 5-pound container, which 5 pounds usually is like right about here. Yeah, it's usually like right here. And that's exactly how we get it from La Mosquita, Honduras. It's exactly how we get it. So we basically will just, once we get them in bulk, we'll send it out to you. So just send us an email to info@locklicious.com if you are interested in ordering this product wholesale, just let us know, and we'll be happy to accommodate you the best way we can. And yeah, and so if you do get it, so a few things. So if we do, work together and you buy this, our process is, so what I typically do, I cut off the top. So you can either soak it in water, right? And we'll soak the container in warm water, and then it'll loosen up for you to, pour it out as a liquid. But what I like to do, I basically cut off the top, and then, allow, put the Batana oil in like a mixing pan, and basically mix it up, add just a small amount of heat to it so that it can go into liquid form. And then from there, I fill my glass containers. And so when they fill these containers, sometimes, because like I said, Batana is roasted 2 times over, so you will have a little bit of the sediment, so it looks a little burnt. But so it's up to you. What I typically do with the small amount of sediment is I just scrape it off. But some people, when you melt the Batana back down, you can actually mix in that, because it's still part of the Batana. It's just that it was the part that was at the bottom of the roasting process. So, but I just typically just take it off and use it for something else. For me, right? I just chuck it. So it just depends on whatever you want to do. But you can definitely get the 5-pound container. And another thing I want to say, so right now on TikTok, I think I said it earlier, the real Batana oil is being sold for probably like $30. Anything under $30, I argue it may not be the real deal, but hey, to each his own if you want to try it out. But the ones that are on TikTok, they're typically selling for like 30 and up. And so in this container, 5-pound container, you can probably get 20 4-ounce containers or 40 2-ounce containers. So you can either get 24 ounces out of this or 40 2-ounces out of this. So the one person who is selling it on TikTok in a 2-ounce, she sells it for maybe like $25 for 2-ounce. So if you can get, let's just do the math real quick. So if you can get 20 of these and you sell it for $25, you basically getting like $500. So why was I doing that math? Oh, sorry. I think I was trying to make a point that, you can make money from this. That's what I was trying to make. That's the point that I was trying to make. You can actually make money. You can make money from Batana oil. And like I said, because you can really set your own price. I've seen, like right now, like our price is probably like 30, 31 for the white, maybe 30 for maybe $30.99 for the brown Batana oil, $31.99 for the white Batana oil, but we have it on sale. So that, and the reason why we have it on sale right now is because it helps to get word out about our Batana oil, right? To get more people interested, right? And so at some point that sale is going to be lifted off, and it's going to be the price that majority of the people are selling it, which is at 30 and up, right? So the point that I'm making is that if anybody who is interested in reselling Batana oil, you can definitely sell it for you can make money from it. You can probably make $500 from this one container, meaning that if you break it up into 4-ounce containers or 2-ounce containers, you can probably make a decent profit. Anyway, I'm just about it, y'all. I'm just about there at 1 hour mark. So I'm told that if you're gonna do live, you got to be on here for 1 hour. Did I get it? So anyway, thank you all for sticking with me. Let me know if you have any questions about Batana oil. Let me know if you have. If you are interested in wholesale, just send us an email at info@locklicious.com. I'm thinking about, also wholesaling our rose water, but I still haven't gotten there yet. We'll see, because I have been asked a few times about it, about wholesaling our rose water mixture. Our rose water is for locks. If you ever tried our rose water for locks, you missing out. You missing out. That's all I can say. You missing out. Our rose water is it for locks. Anyway, thank you all for joining us today. And we hope to see you again in the future. Maybe next week, maybe this week, maybe next week. Who knows? Who knows why I pop up? Anyway, thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. I'm out.